Welcome to Daytime Ottawa. Melody Iafelice joining us back on the show today. Welcome to the show. Great to have you here.
It's good to be here today.
Yeah, it is good to be here. It's a great atmosphere around here.
Yes.
It's the one place I think I'd want to be today.
Yeah, very comfortable to be here today. Yeah.
Obviously, incredible tragedy yesterday. We're not going to relay all the information to you. Everyone's watched the news and they've seen it. What we really want to get across is just our deepest sympathies and condolences to family, friends, colleagues, fellow soldiers of Corporal Nathan Cirillo, 24 years old, doing doing his ceremonial duty, something that these people take incredible pride in.
Yeah.
It's an absolute honor for somebody to do this, and he was so proud to do it. It's my understanding he was here for a week to do his part and to be up there at the National War Museum and guarding the unknown soldier. And he's a husband, he's a father of a 6-year-old, and by all accounts that I've seen, just a wonderful, wonderful human being.
Yeah, I think a lot of the good stories about Nathan are coming through. It's wonderful to hear. I think, without being too emotional, I think coming as a mother. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. No, very difficult. My wife was 10 years in the military. She did many ceremonial posts over her career, and she was explaining to me yesterday that civilians don't understand how absolutely proud somebody is to do something like that. And again, I don't know what to say other than I'm so very sorry. I've gone through all the emotions. I think yesterday I was angry. Today I'm upset because we've lost a sense of our innocence.
I think so, but I mean, we do need to keep in mind, and I think I speak for myself, this is my opinion, but I'd like to express gratitude to first responders.
Yes, absolutely.
That we have here, to our police force, to the RCMP, to everybody who handled this situation with the utmost, it's an emergency situation, but the way it was handled, that I think while those who were downtown were, state of shock, state of fear, I think a lot of the panic was removed due to the way it was handled.
I agree.
So amazing and heartfelt gratitude to the entire teams that, this is Ottawa, this is our hometown.
Yeah.
This is where we live. We can be Ottawa, Ottawa strong, Ottawa proud.
Agreed.
And we had such an amazing team, and huge thank you to everybody who really stepped up to the plate, and we will continue to be strong and continue to be proud of where we are.
And a wonderful ceremony down at the National War Memorial today, as a matter of fact. Members of Parliament met at the National War Memorial. Some more chaos down there. I think we have some footage of earlier today during the gathering, and of course Mr. Harper. Prime Minister Harper and his wife lay a wreath down, and as you can see, there's barriers up everywhere. There's police tape everywhere, so nobody is allowed on the property. And you'll see at one moment here, there's a little bit of confusion with the camera because police go chasing someone. Someone had broken through the barrier. They had no idea of the situation. They ran around the corner, and you can see guns drawn there. And the man was subsequently arrested, and he was led into a vehicle. Again, I'm not going to speculate. All I've in earlier reports was he was unarmed. I don't know why he was there and why he thought he could go there. But again, another scare. But a lot of outpouring of love from people around the world, especially in the United States. I know the Pittsburgh hockey game. They sang.
I saw some pictures
from
it last
Canada.
night.
It was absolutely a beautiful moment. I heard a wonderful interview with Jeff Hunt today because he was talking about the Ottawa Red Blacks game.
We were talking about that this morning.
Is going to be the biggest gathering really in the city since this horrible incident happened. And they were asking him on the radio, what should we do? What should people do? And Jeff was very honest in his opinion. He said, obviously be vigilant. You want to look around and check out your surroundings, but are we doing anything different? No, we always have security at every game. We have police going to the game, and this is an opportunity for everybody in the community to get together and take some pride, right? And then just feel the love. Right?
Just, be smart.
Don't bring a knapsack. Don't bring a large purse there. That's one thing that Jeff said, just be smart.
Just be smart. And I think it's one of those things that, if it was something meant to instill fear in us, we are a community. We came together as one. We will continue as one. And really, I think one of the big questions is when do we assume normality? When does that, and you know what, I think the sooner It's hard because it's in our hearts and in our heads, but when do we assume normality in our daily lives and still be paying respect to where we need to be respect to?
Yes, yeah, and I think everybody would say the sooner the better.
Yep.
To bring back some normalcy to our
Yep.
lives. I know a lot of people, and I had the conversation with my little girl, and sometimes it's difficult for you to have those conversations, and if you're having trouble, you can visit our Daytime Ottawa website, rogerstv.com/Daytime Ottawa. We have some communication tips for parents
Yep.
and teachers for ways to talk about this incident with your children. So if you are having a bit of a struggle, visit the website. We have a great show for you. We're returning to normalcy on the show because we've lined up some fabulous guests. We're going to have some fun with our first guest up. Marsha McQuarrie from the Noise on Toys is back. The colder weather coming. That means we're indoors a little bit
Yep.
more, but you don't have to be sitting in front of the computer screen or the
No.
video games. There's some great games the whole family can get involved with. We'll be back with Marsha to share some of those with you right after this. We're already talking about board games. Some of our favorite, Monopoly, of course, one of the all-time favorites. Still, I think I have 4 different versions of it.
Yeah,
I have a Star Wars,
Yep.
the 3D, the Simpsons, and then of course the regular one.
And I have them. I think there's have like a junior one. So when the kids were little, learning
Yeah.
how to do the money and stuff. I'm pretty sure we have a Star Wars one. I think I have a Doctor Who one because we're Whovians in our house.
You're Whovians. I didn't even know that was a word.
I don't know if that's the word for it, but anyways, just to say that Monopoly was the board game in our house, and you know what? It gets quite competitive, and my children rock at it.
Well,
Moguls on that game, they are.
board games are back, and it's so nice to see. And Marsha McQuarrie from the Noise on Toys, she's brought in some great games because as the cooler temperatures come, we tend to be indoors a little bit more, and we want to do things that are interactive. With our not even just with the family, but when your kids have friends over.
Yep.
I'd much rather see them do this. So let's talk about what are some of the big games you're seeing. Some of the highest rated games.
Well, one of our young games is this Dream Cakes. And what's great about it is these pieces are just beautifully constructed. They're like thick sort of cardboard and they're
Almost like
double-sided.
puzzle pieces.
Yeah. Well, it's
Look at that.
Ravensburger who does a lot of puzzles, right?
Oh,
This
okay.
is their
Good job.
forte.
Nice.
What was nice about the game is it's a spin and collect type of game, and you collect to build your cake.
Okay.
But even when you're not playing the game, the pieces were like fabulous to play with. We found that
Yeah.
and it does double duty. It does
Right.
sort of a solitary activity that you can do, plus it's a game.
I love it. Very
Nice.
good. What's this one up here? What have you got here?
That is Talent. It's a very interesting game.
So it's this one here.
It's this box here.
Okay.
Now you see there's 3 different sets of pieces. There's
Yeah.
more pieces. There's 3 of each of those colors.
Okay.
Okay.
And they're in 3 different sizes. Okay, so heights.
Right.
Got it.
And they're different shapes. Sorry, there would be the 9 of each color.
Okay.
Got it.
And you have 3 different boards because you're playing 3 people, but it's a 2-player board. So you're playing
Okay.
against 2 different opponents at the same
gosh.
time.
Oh, jeez.
So that, but you're sharing. You only have 1 set of game pieces.
Right.
So at the beginning of the game, you have to strategically split them each turn you get to place a piece, and you put it on one board or the other board. And then when you're playing, you only get to take one turn per turn. So you can only play on one of the boards.
Okay.
So it's
a lot of
just a
strategy
very
there.
different.
I
Yeah,
like
very
that.
You
different.
know what? Because a lot of the kids play a lot of the computer games that they're doing. There is strategy with it, and they're supposed to be thinking. But this is really visual, and you have to strategize with that. So that's a really great way to make their brains work.
Absolutely.
What else do you have? Is there something like maybe
Battle Sheep?
The
What
Battle
is
Sheep is a great one.
the name of it?
I know.
Anything called Battle Sheep, I'm in.
Yeah, but you have to look. I mean, the graphics on it are quite kooky.
Oh my
So
gosh,
it's a
yeah.
bit sort of flippant that way.
And it's Battle Sheep.
Battle
Flock
Sheep.
to greener pastures.
There you go.
Okay, I
So
love
what's
it.
the object of this
Well, the
game?
board game, you create the board game at the beginning before you
Okay.
start, so that you each have pieces and you lay them wherever you want to lay them, and they match up like that.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Then you've got a stack of your pieces. Each of the players, it can play 2 to 4 players,
Okay.
and each player has 16 pieces. So you start with a large stack, and you move them and deposit any number of them on a space.
Okay.
All right, and that's important because you have to leave some behind to be able to take another move and move in another direction. And the idea is to try and capture as many of the spaces as you can before somebody blocks you in.
Nice.
Got it.
I
Very
love
popular.
it. Okay.
That's very
What else
cute.
have we got? We got Explore the World now and Explore Canada. So this
There's
is
two
a
different
great
versions of it.
educational
It is,
game
and it
for
was
kids.
actually in our educational game segment. But
Right.
it's nice because it's a trivia game, and so we included it in. It's a trivia game that has relevance because the stuff that you're learning. It's also a trivia game that is sort of multiple choice and true false. So
Oh,
that
okay.
because a lot of the kids aren't going to know a lot of the answers, but they
Right.
still feel involved because they can at least guess. And then when they do read the answer, each of them has a little factoid. That you've already got their attention because they've been engaged because they had a chance to guess,
Right.
as opposed to just sort of, I don't know that.
I don't know that.
So then the next time they play the game, they will know the answer.
The idea is, you can
Very
improve your
good.
chances of doing well.
What about this one
Yeah,
here, this pyramid?
Pyramix is a very cool game. Now you've got your dice here. The idea is that you may only pick a die from here, like you're basically going to be picking them off.
Okay.
Right? And now that means I've got a bird.
Okay.
Right? Now there's 3 different, there's the ankh, and there's the bird, and there's the eye. The eye has the most points,
Okay.
right? But at the end of the game, if you have whoever has the most of any given color also gets to claim the ones that are on the bottom, and you don't know what's on the bottom yet because it's all hidden.
Because they're all
Right,
hidden.
of
Right,
course.
and every time you pull one off, you basically expose more cubes that can be taken.
That's kind of almost like like the mahjong tiles that I play on the computer.
Yeah.
A little bit. The
Yeah,
idea that
that's-
you're collecting
yeah.
your
And
pieces.
there's a little
and
bit of a
stuff.
Tetris thing too, in the sense that when you pull it off, things
Things
fall down
move.
and
Right.
change the game
Wow,
board. So
love it.
What about Gravity Maze over there?
very, very cool. It's a single
is this?
player, so
Okay.
you're not interacting. You're given these maze pieces.
Okay.
And each of the cards tells you the starting position. So you're given, and the way you can tell is that the orientation is important because they have little dots, so that on the
Oh, I
card
see. Okay.
they're going to show, that's the answer there, but they're going to show you with the dots how to
Oh,
orient
okay.
them. And they also show you the pieces that you need to solve the maze.
Gotcha.
And now the thing is, when you're looking at some of the pieces, it's not that obvious how that's going to contribute to a maze because it looks like it'll flop off in any direction. So
Right.
part of the puzzle is figuring out how to use the physical pieces.
Oh, cool.
So it's
Okay.
almost like when you're, I don't know if the camera can pick this up, but when you're looking at them, it's almost like each cube is a different pathway to
Yes.
take it,
Yeah.
take the marble down a different route. So
I think that you would, so you'd end up putting them together. I'm not sure if I've got it right because I haven't done, this is the easiest one.
Okay.
But when you put it in there, the idea is that if you've got the pieces and the orientation, usually you're looking at sort of a gradient down, but
Right.
it should go, see, I didn't do it. So I guess.
so it's the way you turn.
Oh yeah, the way you
cubes
turn
around
and oriented,
and
it
you can send
probably
through its
goes like
path.
that.
And
Anyway,
then you try to
and
get
then-
it to go right through to the bottom, right?
Yeah, so I
Okay.
imagine,
So, I mean-
I imagine it
Gotcha.
was supposed to fit like that, so that when it came down, it went down in there.
So that
Okay.
part of the educational process is actually learning which the ups, downs,
But
and
very
insides,
intriguing,
outs.
very intriguing.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
spend hours on that by yourself for
Oh, yeah.
sure. What do you have over here? This looks like
This is this Doodle Quest.
Okay.
The idea here is, you have to, for instance, in this particular one, you're supposed to draw the shark teeth in.
Okay.
Okay.
The catch is you don't have the board. You're working with a blank piece of paper.
Oh, really?
So then
Okay.
you draw where you think it's going to be, and then you score your points by putting over your drawing.
How
and seeing
close
how
you
accurate
were.
you are.
Oh, I see.
so it's
Okay.
If it's
Just a little
drawing.
bit different.
I like that. What
Well,
about
it's not
dream?
so much drawing, it's more like
But
just visual perception.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
What about Dream Cakes?
That's the one we talked about.
Oh, that's the
That's the
first
first
one.
one
Okay,
for
I
it.
gotcha.
Card games. We always,
Yes,
there's always card games. Or
Five
games.
Crowns is the junior version of a game that's been around for a while. It's a rummy style game. What's nice about it is that the wild cards change every round according to the big cards. Those will indicate the wild cards. And
Oh,
It's
okay.
a nice introduction into a little bit of strategy for a card game, so it's a nice introduction.
Do you like sushi?
I like sushi.
I love sushi. How would you like to play a game about sushi? Look at this. This is Sushi Go, and you mentioned before the show that this is the #1 game.
Top-rated game
Top
for us.
rated.
Now
So
we
is this a
have
card game?
Yes, it is. Now
Okay.
we have we have the 8 parameters that we put on the website, the profile people can see. But there's
Right.
actually about, and you would know this, there's about 25 different things you have to rate
Yeah.
it on. This is one of the few games ever, and it's certainly the only one this year that got every testing family rated every one of those 24 plus ratings a 10.
Wow.
Wow.
So and
That-
it's a fabulous game. It's rummy style. A lot of different mechanics. And for starters, the way you collect your hands is you start with a hand, and you're allowed to pick one of those cards and place it on the table in front of you. Everybody's
Okay.
doing it at the same time. Then you pass your hand. So you're receiving a passed hand that now only has maybe 4 cards in it.
Right.
Which have been picked over. The best one's been
Okay.
picked, right? And so
Nice.
it goes all the way around. There's other little mechanics changes, but it's phenomenal in terms of the strategy. Just the fact that the hands are being displayed on the table changes your approach to the game.
You're going to be
incredible.
back in a few weeks because you've got your award-winning
Awards
games.
articles,
So
yes.
we're
well,
gonna,
award-winning toys and games.
the
yeah.
award-winning toys and
That
games.
will likely be on it.
And I think it's November 13th you'll be
way,
back on the
okay.
show. So something
I
around
think we
there.
said the 17th.
17th.
Yeah.
November 17th, we'll have Marcia McQuarrie from the Noise on Toys back. Visit the website to find out more information. See all the ratings for the toys. Don't go away because municipal election coming up on Monday. We're going to tell you why it is so important to vote. Our next guests have put together a fabulous project. We'll be back with them right after this.
We're here.
Welcome back to the show. Making your vote count. It is so important, and our next guests have a wonderful project they've put together to help encourage more people in our community to vote in this upcoming municipal election, which is Monday, October the 27th. Here to tell us more about it, we're joined by Tongzao Ansari and Yulifer Peinirgiolo. Not too shabby.
Not too
Welcome to the
bad.
show, lady. This is great. And Tong, this is a wonderful initiative. Where did the idea stem from for this initiative?
It's from some of the community health resource centers have identified this voter turnout has been decreasing, so there's a need in the community to increase voter turnout. And then City for All Women Initiative, COWI, is the organization to work with the different community organizations to build capacities of coalition and community resource centers to be able to engage residents in the neighborhood who are on low income.
And Ulifer, there was a specific demographic you found out that was voting less than another demographic.
Yes,
What
this is
demographic
the
was it?
low-income neighborhood. They realized that the low-income neighborhood people are not voting. There's a certain reason for their mind that the politicians, they are not listening them. And they are not keeping the promise what even they come before the election to visit them and listening them, but they are not adopting what they say, what they are going to do in their policy.
Right.
And they also doesn't have the language to understand, and they don't understand what does it mean municipal election. They don't. I am talking the immigrant
Right.
part, because usually people are related with the parties. In the municipal election, it's nothing to do with the party. They have to know the person. They have to understand the policies. They have to understand the everyday life is affecting with the municipal election, from the library, the public health, and the employment, and rest of many things from the day to evening. What they deal in daily basis
Right.
life is municipal election. You create a service to them, and they work for us to implement.
So what kind of programs, just a couple of them, that will that these families and these groups can actually learn from? Because it's an education process, I think, a little bit.
Yes.
So what programs are in place for these groups of people that they can learn a little bit more?
I am
and-
from the working with Pinecrest Queensway Community Health Centers.
Okay.
And we create with me and 4 other ladies, we create first 2 focus group
Okay.
and listen them. What is their barrier? What is their strategies? What they make them to vote? What doesn't hold them to
Okay.
vote? And end of these 2 focus group and rest of the Ottawa other community health centers created a report, and we gave the caveat, and they create a big report to saying that that is the barriers for the low-income peoples. Why they don't vote? and
Tong,
why
have you broken through? Have you convinced some of these members in low-income communities that their vote does count, that it does matter?
Yeah, so the report Ulfer referred to is the report to identify barriers why people are not voting, and based on the findings, we identify 4 strategies. So make it easy to vote, make it fun to vote, and build bridges between candidates and residents. And the last one is ignite the passion to make a difference. So based on the 4 strategies, we actually provide training and tools. Right now it's close to the end, but we were conducting Making Votes Count Cafe, where people can actually, residents come to 90 minutes kind of a very casual workshop, and to learn about why municipal services, why municipal elections is important, and just the education piece. And then we also have tools that provide information for people on where, when, and who to vote. So it's very simplified languages,
Right.
and we have tools just like this one, brochure developed in 6 languages, and other tools on voting we have in 7 languages, just to address the language
Where
barrier.
can people pick up? Because I mean, we're run out of time, but one of the barriers could be, if it's a low-income family, maybe I don't have a computer, and we often just say, hey, you know what, just visit the website and to find out more
Yeah.
information. But if you don't have that resource available, where can somebody
Every
find out?
community
The resource centers?
Yes,
Yeah,
they
there are
do have.
there are 13 community health resource centers, and each community health center have their information table at their front entrance. So
Okay.
people can just go in and grab information like this brochure. And with 4 election issues, we're talking about affordable housing, public transit, affordable public transit, and good food for all, and also employment. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's for.
Key issues for everybody, but in
That's the
particular
4
in
issues,
this
yes.
particular demographic as well.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining
You're
us and help
welcome.
Great,
spread
thank
the
you
word.
very
Really
much.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Don't forget to vote. October the 27th, take time out to vote. Don't go away, because Poutine Fest at Spark Street coming up, and a champion of poutine is the Routine Poutine, and Jonathan's in the kitchen to tell you more about that right after this. Oh, this community loves their poutine, and you're in luck because Poutine Fest happening at Spark Street Mall all weekend long, and that arm you just saw is a poutine champion. Yeah, that's it. Jonathan Dennis joins us from Routine Poutine. Welcome to the show. Great to have you back. I am fantastic. How are you?
Always fun to be
You must be
here.
in your element, right? Because the festival is right around the corner.
It is.
And you're champions yourselves,
Yes, we
right?
are. Yes, we are. We won the first Poutine Fest, actually.
Yeah.
And we were told that it's going to be once a year. So last year, Green Papaya won.
Okay.
So congratulations to Vince. So this year there will not be a judging competition, but there's still going to be a lot of vendors out there
Okay.
this year.
Well, we will just judge for ourselves.
But we
That's
are
it.
cooking the championship poutine here. This
Really?
Is,
Okay.
this
is
is
it.
This is La Mignonne,
Okay.
which is our filet mignon poutine, which we didn't have time to do last time. Remember, I
We
was
didn't, I
here,
remember.
and then this was going on, and that wasn't going on, and
I remember we sort of ran the microwave and the deep fryer at the same time and then lost power to both. Yeah.
hopefully everything's going to be cooked.
Everything's going to be fine. I feel good.
Okay.
I have a
I'm
good
loving
feeling about
the
this.
smells coming out of here.
No kidding. So what have you got? What have you got going here?
Okay, so the mignon is a traditional poutine served with peppercorn gravy.
Okay.
Okay.
Love
So
it.
what we add is a vegetable medley with some spinach, peppers, some mushrooms, and some white onions.
Okay.
What
Very
we do
nice.
afterwards is we put the traditional cheese curds.
Of course.
And I'm having a hard
Is
time opening
this
this today.
child-proof?
It's melody-proof apparently today.
It's okay. I'm here to help.
You know what? I'm afraid of opening it and like cheese everywhere.
No, that would be very
That's the
entertaining.
goat cheese. You gotta watch out. That's the expensive one. There.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me take care of that too.
You sure?
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
All right.
There we are.
Thank you.
okay.
Let's make sure the fries are gonna be.
How are we looking? Oh, we're getting there.
I think we're getting
Yeah,
there.
So what do you do differently? What sets your poutine apart from all other poutines?
Well, I think that the fact that clients can build their own poutine.
Okay.
We have a little bit of a Subway concept where when you come in, you're greeted by normally a chef, and you have all the ingredients, so all the meats and all the vegetables are there. We have all our the stovetops are right beside as well. So the customer gets to see the whole process being made. And at
Nice.
the end of the process, we have the different gravies. So we have 7 types of gravies. We have 6 different types of cheeses, 15 different types of meats, a variety of vegetables. So it's a fun concept.
People love you, don't they?
I think they do. I hope they do.
I know they do.
that they leave with a smile when they come.
Well, that's all you need, right?
And Gatineau, 325 Grébert. Whenever you guys
There
want
you
to
go.
smile, you guys come over.
And aren't you working on a second location?
We are actually opening next week. Yes.
Where?
In Chelsea.
Okay.
In Chelsea. This is about maybe 10, 15 minutes away from our current location. It's more of a tourist destination. It's in the Gatineau Hills.
I was just going to say, go for a nice walk in the Gatineau
Yes.
Hills and in the fall and warm up with some
Yeah.
nice customized poutine.
Yes. Over there, we also have a pub menu as well. We're combined with a pub as well. So
Okay.
customers could come in and try our poutine or try our new pub menu.
Nice.
Very nice.
Good
All right.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I know you guys are looking at me like, is this
Like-
almost ready?
No,
where's-
we're
you know-
casual here. Do we need to do something with this?
Actually, yes, that's a good idea. Thank
Okay,
you.
well, hey, I'm
Thank
here for you.
Sous chef, sous chef over here. All right.
Just plopping
Yeah,
this
there
in
you
here?
go. There
so
you go.
just one at a time. You
Yeah,
don't
one
want
at
all
a
that
time. We
liquid
gotta
in,
go
right?
quick. Yep.
Okay. Oh, our director loves when he sees smoke.
Yes. Oh yeah. Don't worry about it. It's good.
Where there's smoke.
So there's no vent here. This is sort of.
Yeah, this is interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Yeah, let's just take it
Okay,
off
so
for
what
a
we're gonna
second
do
there.
is. Oh,
Hey,
we got fire. All
there
right.
we go.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Open the door there, Andre, just in case.
So what type of meat do we have?
This
Cooking up
is
here?
AAA filet mignon.
Oh, nice. The good stuff.
Yes, the good stuff.
And how long should we be cooking it for?
Actually, it's almost done. See
is.
the way it has color?
Yeah.
Then I would just give it a little. There you
I'm
go.
afraid.
And then we're good.
So you really just want to brown the
Yes,
outside of it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Filet mignon should be served medium rare.
Okay.
Always.
Good to know.
Do not overcook your meat,
Yes.
people, especially good quality like this.
There you go.
All right.
Now,
I think we're good.
I don't know if we're good with the fries though.
No?
No. This always happens when
Well,
we're on live television.
That's okay.
Well,
we
that's
can- we
okay.
can-
We can pretend.
We can pretend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So the fries are almost ready.
And
Perfect.
they would be in here.
They would be in there.
Yeah,
So what
yeah.
we would do afterwards is, you know what? Let's make a fryless poutine.
Let's do that.
How about that?
I don't
All
see a
right,
problem
let's
with
make
that. I'll
something
still
new.
eat it.
Okay,
We'll
so-
put the fries on top. It'll be an upside down poutine.
There you go.
Eh? I've just made
Can
a
I
new
brand
menu
that?
item.
Can I- yeah, there you go.
Take that.
Okay,
Take that.
so there you go. You both are you going to do it. There you
Okay.
go. So one for you. I think you have one.
you.
there.
Yeah, I got
So
some.
I think the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the vegetable medley. That would be
All right,
the
okay.
first thing to do.
Okay,
You get in there?
Wait,
Yeah.
Just go ahead. Just drop some in the yeah.
Well, I'm being a little bit picky because I don't do mushrooms.
You don't do
What?
mushrooms.
No.
Oh, see at the
You're
store you
married
would have
to
been
an
okay.
Italian.
So
He must.
No.
I
even at
love
home-
mushrooms.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
I love the peppers
so
and the onions.
now
This is
we're
great.
going to go with.
Did you pick your cheese?
Let's go with the cheese curds
Okay.
first.
Cheese curds?
all right.
I think that would be best. This needs to get off.
Now-
Yeah, take that off. There you go.
There you
The
go.
idea that someone can go in and choose their own ingredients.
Yes.
Because there's a chef there and doing it, would suggestions be made
Yes.
as far as what would be paired better?
Because
happened-
maybe you'd choose something you'd go,
I do that.
do you?
When a
Okay,
customer
all right.
he wants to add, I don't know, let's say pepperoni to duck confit. I'm gonna
Suggest?
suggest otherwise. Actually,
Gently
sometimes I
suggest.
refuse to cook it, but you know, what? But normally customers are happy
love
with
that.
how it
Okay.
ends up. Okay, so now we're gonna go with a little bit of peppercorn gravy,
I love peppercorn gravy.
and this is a 5 pepper
Oh,
gravy. So
nice.
it's not. I think normally people do
Fancy.
3. Yeah, well, we try to. So we're gonna go with a little bit of.
Okay.
So you'll be at the festival all weekend long?
Yes, hopefully everything's going to happen as planned. Unfortunately, with yesterday's events,
Yes.
which we give our warmest condolences to the family. I'm going to have the confirmation later on this afternoon, but people can go on Spark Street website
Okay.
and
Okay.
check out to see if it's going to happen. I'm pretty sure it is going to. Last thing we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of goat cheese on there.
Okay.
that too. Look
And
at the
what
double
was
the
the
cheese.
second gravy, Jonathan, that we
The
put
second gravy was the demi glaze.
on? Okay.
Okay, so it just accentuates the filet mignon, and
Lovely.
there
at
you
that.
go.
It's
Oh,
expensive.
just melting beautifully.
Yeah,
I
go
know,
ahead.
it's
Look at that.
sticking
This
to
is
the
the
tongs. I
first.
love
Can
it.
I do this? This is the
Yep.
first fryless poutine ever made on television, and I still think it's going to be delicious.
You know
It
what?
is
I think
going
I
to
would
be.
still eat it.
I still-
say we're going to add the fries once they're done, so you don't have to rush out of here,
And we
right?
really, no, I don't.
So there you
I don't,
go.
And we really tried this time. Last time we did live television, I was a little nervous.
Third time's a charm.
Third
Isn't
time,
that
it is
that's
third
the
time.
saying,
It is.
right?
And
I think this
anything
good.
happens on live
Yeah,
TV.
we'll have you back in about a month's time.
Fantastic.
How does that sound?
I'd love that.
All right, Jonathan
Thanks,
will be
guys.
back in about a month. Don't go away. More daytime coming up right after this. Here's a look at your community flu calendar. Thursday, October 30th, the Alfred Taylor Recreation Center from 3:30 to 7:30. That's located in North Gower. You can visit the City of Ottawa website for more information. Monday, November 3rd at Canterbury High School, located at 900 Canterbury Avenue from 3:30 to 7:30. Tuesday, November 4th, the West Carleton Community Complex in Kinburn from 3:30 to 7:30, located at 5670 Carp Road. Wednesday, November 5th at the Fred Barrett Arena, located at 3280 Leitrim Road from 3:30 to 7:30. Thursday, November 6th at Bayshore Public School, located at 145 Woodridge Crescent from 3:30 to 7:30. Saturday, November 8th at Sir Wilfrid Laurier Secondary School on 10th Line Road from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And Monday, November 10th at the Greeley Community Center, located at 1448 Meadow Drive in Greeley from 3:30 to 7:30. Visit www.ottawa.ca for the full schedule.
I'm like still tasting
It smells so good in here.
know.
It is really hard not to be eating poutine right now. I can tell you something, networking really does work, because I was at this great networking event, ESAX, that Jared puts on, and he does a fantastic job. And I met one of our next guests through that, finding out that they have a brand new spa in Navan. We are joined by Amanda Watson and Amy Henderson from Country Moment Spa. Welcome to the show. Great to have you here.
Thank you so much.
And it's true, Amy. Networking works. Try the
fabulous.
face-to-face thing. It works.
It
You don't
really
have to
does.
just go on the social media. It
Nope.
also works face to face. Amy, I love the concept. So describe the concept of what you're doing out in Navan.
Okay, well, basically what we've wanted to build, Amanda and I collaborated all of our ideas and took her old spa and our ideas to build this center of wellness. So we're going from an inner to outer beauty, people who are dealing with mental health, need meditation, acupuncture, registered massage therapy, everything from a wellness, holistic point of view to basic aesthetics.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Amanda, what's your background? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I became an esthetician about 6 years ago.
Okay.
Before that, I was working on my husband's family farm.
You were milking cows.
I was milking cows. Yep.
Can
And
I
now
just
I love
say,
it. That's a cool woman.
Yes.
were you like machines or by hands?
Machines. Sometimes by hand, but
Okay, but
mostly by machines.
But let me tell you, those aesthetic hands, when it comes time for treatment, they're good.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yes.
That's right. So you got into that, and the location that you have, Amanda, I've been there before. It's a beautiful location, but you have to tell our viewers a little bit about it.
So we're actually located in Navan, in the house where Laura's Corner used to be. So it's on the corner of Trim and Colonial. The house is very old, 100 years old.
Yeah.
We've restored all of the baseboards, the flooring, we've
Oh,
sanded,
beautiful.
revarnished.
Nice.
We have the entire house, so the downstairs and the upstairs is all contained for the aesthetics. We do yoga, meditation, all sorts of different things. We also have a backyard that we can utilize. So spring, summer, and fall, we want to do yoga classes in the backyard.
beautiful.
And we'll be able to do all sorts of different things with the venue. So we're very happy
And Amy,
about
you
it.
really, the idea is that it's a destination spa.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It's a place that you go and you'll be there for the day.
Yes, well, we want to make sure that when our clients come, they feel like they're at home. We want to separate ourselves from a regular day spa, nail salon.
Well, this is your uniform.
I know, I'm loving it.
This is what I love.
We're
But
very, very laid back people.
that's what I like,
and-
though. It's relaxing for people.
Because you know what, when I go for some aesthetic services, I don't want to feel like I'm being rushed or anything. I don't want to. I don't want to hear a clock ticking in the background,
Yeah.
or the feeling of that happening. Now, we were talking about your aesthetic services, and you want to do this, this idea of a destination spa. But you ladies have a few extra things going on at the spa that is beyond the traditional, inside-out treatments. A couple extra stuff do you have?
Just so many
They
things.
seem overwhelmed. There's
So much stuff going on.
You know you have to do this, right? It's
Yes,
okay.
apparently
apparently
there's
to handle the
something in there.
workload, actually, yes.
So one of the things we want to do is we want to have women's retreat weekends.
Okay.
So women would come for a full Saturday and Sunday.
Nice.
We would do all sorts of different things to focus on health and wellness.
Okay.
We would send you to a B&B overnight on Saturday night, so you wouldn't even have to go back to your crazy house and your crazy kids. You'd be able to actually
Are you falling
relax
in love
for
with
the
this
entire
idea?
weekend.
Yeah.
All mothers do, trust me.
For the month of November, we're going to be doing a Tovember instead of Movember.
Nice.
So a portion of the proceeds of the pedicures that we do for both men and women are going to go towards funding for cancer.
Excellent.
And then we also are going to do a party pedicure
that's
night
nice.
as well. So you can come after hours, and we're going to play some louder kind of fun music, and you can come and relax.
Not
And
as calm
not
and
as
serene. We're going to
spa.
be loud and exciting.
I think that might be the time I go. Honestly.
Bring your girlfriends, chat it up. I love it. We were just talking about, like the different services that you offer. Do you have packages? Can we build our own packages?
Yes and yes.
Okay.
Okay. There you
Absolutely.
go,
We're
customizable.
more than willing to accommodate large groups, small groups, bridal parties, anything that you really need to work with. We can bring to the table different ideas that they have and collaborate together as a team.
And really create something.
There's not necessarily one set package. We do have packages available, but everybody wants something different.
You're like
Okay,
the
which-
poutine guy.
Just
You know, you just come
Which
in and
I
you just
customize.
choose from your little
right.
Sunday bar of spa treatments.
That's right.
I like
That's
it.
right.
I think that's very important for the viewers to know that, because a lot of times when you go to a spa, there are no substitutions.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
Yes, of
It's
course.
the
Always.
plan, 'cause it's
Yeah.
based on the schedule and whatnot. So I really love the ideas, ladies. This is so exciting for you guys. I'm excited.
We make all of our own handmade sugar scrubs that we use. Everything is 100%
actually
clean, sterile,
Yeah,
and
that's our
we use
pumpkin
disposable.
spice
And this is
one.
the homemade
Smells
one,
so
right?
good.
Smell it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, God. I could eat that, honestly. I could eat that.
Okay,
Isn't that-
I am not a fan of pumpkin pie at Thanksgiving and Christmas and all that stuff, but let me tell you, when it comes to beauty products, load up the pumpkin. I love it. This is beautiful.
You
And
have an
guys make
open
this-
house this
Yes.
weekend. Tell
We
us about
do.
the open house. What do you have
my.
planned?
Our open house is on Saturday
Okay.
from 9 till 5. Anybody can just come and take a look and see what we're doing, meet the team. We're going to have many services going on
Okay.
for the day. We're serving a pulled pork and chili lunch. So anybody can come and enjoy that.
Someone get my phone, please.
Yeah, it's very home food, you know, really
Yeah,
solid
yeah,
food. And
absolutely.
salads, come on.
Well, I mentioned my wife and I will stop by for
We'd
sure.
love that.
Gonna have-
We'd love that.
It's going
This
to be
is
a good
really
time.
nice.
All right.
Ladies, this is absolutely fantastic. Congratulations
you.
on the new location
Thank you so
and
much.
you know the future plans that you have for this, and really creating a a women's destination and retreat for
And
us.
men.
And
men,
yes,
yes,
and
sorry.
men.
Whoa,
Absolutely.
don't leave us out.
Absolutely.
I want the spa treatment.
Yeah,
Thanks again for
absolutely.
being here. Really
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
it.
Thank you so
Don't
much.
go away. More daytime coming up right after this. Welcome back to the show. It could be the first time we've had a guest on the show where we're talking about their brain, and they're right here sitting beside us because this is an absolutely exceptional story. The book is
Love it.
called Alison's Brain, and we're joined by Alison herself, and also Robert, who's caregiver and author of the book. Welcome to the show to both of you.
Thank you very much.
It is so great to meet you, Alison. I've been
Good.
following your story through different media outlets. Walk us back, take us back to 2011. You found out, you were smelling very horrible odors, right?
Yeah,
to begin
we
with?
did. We did. Well, nobody did but me. I
Right.
smelled this olfactory hallucination that no one else that I was with could smell it. And I thought, well, that's rather odd to be getting this on your own. So went to a doctor. He sent me to the hospital to be scanned. And sure enough, they found a brain aneurysm.
A large
A biggie.
brain
Yeah.
aneurysm. And so you had surgery, right? 12
Did.
hours worth of surgery. And Robert,
Did.
coming out of that, explain to our viewers what situation was Alison in?
Well, 2 weeks in a medically induced coma just to allow the brain seizure activity to settle down. And then for the first 3 months, initially she had no motor skill, no speech, and no memory. After 3 months, she began to demonstrate some memory. And when she was admitted to rehab in September of 2012, she was assessed as communicating like a 1-year-old. So she was then speaking in a lot of gibberish, and no one could understand her. And she didn't understand that she didn't make sense. So there was quite a
To me,
difficult
it
time.
made perfect sense. But it didn't make sense to anyone else.
So by this point, when you're admitted to rehab, you are gaining memory. You're understanding kind of what's going on around you.
Kind of.
But when you're expressing yourself, it's literally
Yes.
Gibberish,
it's
right?
gibberish, like a
It,
baby
it was
would
gibberish,
check.
and because I was included with a group of people, whenever I would respond with gibberish, other people would start to laugh, and it got me wondering why. And so I started examining this and realized that I had a little bit more work to do on this then.
Right.
Yeah.
And that you went in before I get to that, so at one point in the hospital, your daughter wheels you around and over to a keyboard that's in hospital.
That's right.
And then tell us what happened at that point.
Well, and yeah, this was at a point where I couldn't walk and talk and didn't really necessarily know anybody who I came upon. But she pushed this wheelchair up to a piano, and there was some music, Beethoven's symphony or a sonata up on the piano. And my daughter said, "Mom, play this piece." So I put my hands up over top of the keyboard, and then I noticed that I was supposed to be playing down here, so I moved them a bit, started playing, and played, the first 12 bars of it, but it wasn't bad.
That part about noticing that she moved her hands, she only came across when she looked at a video of it much later.
Oh, really? We are seeing more and more people, Robert, go to more unconventional ways of treating themselves. And you write about that in the book. Tell us a little bit about the unconventional way that Alison began treatment.
Well, in Alison's case, she benefited enormously from a hugely talented bunch of medical people, including speech-language pathologists, and in Alison's case, a music therapist who worked with her extensively. And the melodic intonation therapy that was used with Alison, I think, evoked what's called a neuroplastic response. So there was actually a structural change in her brain. And the therapists who looked at her story say that it's just amazing what she accomplished in such a short time. In fact, the speech-language pathologist who assessed her going into rehab as communicating like a 1-year-old happened to be at a Christmas concert in December 2013. So this is 16 months later. Alison is singing in English, French, and German. And the pathologist said it just blew her away and made her want to cry.
Unbelievable.
I find it, I said earlier today, like it's mind blowing, and I don't mean that disrespectfully, but it's just
of course
the
not.
brain is such a complex organ, but to hear this successful story that came out of it. Now, Robert, we were talking earlier about some of obviously there's the challenges, but there were like kind of time frames that were listed for,
Well, I mean,
brain
I think
injury
historically
patients.
people have operated under the notion that there are limits to recovery from brain injury, and that after a certain time has passed, if you've reached a so-called plateau, then there isn't much more hope. We're beginning to believe that that's not the case, and there are other instances like Trevor Green, the fellow who was hit over the head with an accident in Afghanistan. He's continued to make big breakthroughs, and I think some of the traditional thinking about brain injury rehabilitation is now sort of out the door.
And Alison, I think you really took control, right, of your own recovery.
Well,
as part of it.
yes, there's a part of my behavior that is where discipline is one of those things. It's always been there. I didn't know if it was coming back when I was in this particular state, but it came back. And I was not about to sit around and let this just become who I was. I decided I was going to fight as much as I could to get back to who I had been before.
And you had mentioned that you were a little bit stubborn.
I was really stubborn.
And
I
that-
was
a
so
great
stubborn.
attribute in this
You
case,
would
thank
not have
goodness you have.